went here 4 years at all.
No.
And he couldn't say.
Right.
Good morning.
Right.
To start the session, open prayer. We have Supervisor Taylor with opening prayer.
Yes, sir. Let us pray. Father God, thank you so much for allowing us to be here this morning. We thank you for actually joining with us. We want to thank you for our many, many blessings. We ask that you please be with us this morning as we meet to discuss the business of our county. We ask for your guidance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Can we stand for the pledge? Notice of increase of assessments of real estate and personal property. Rebecca S. Stanley, 124 Surges Place, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, 39564, PNDN 612621.00. Is Miss Rebecca here? Can I get a motion for this?
I'll second.
Mr. Bozar, Mr. Commerce. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Number 5, amendment of the agenda. Mr. Commerce, you have anything?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. Mr. Taylor, you have anything?
I do not.
Mr. Ross?
No, it's already listed.
Okay. Mr. Bozar?
None.
Mr. Eldridge?
None.
Mr. Fulton?
No.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. O'Neill?
None.
Mr. Calmer?
Yes, I have two. On item 7, under the board attorney, item H, resolution hiring an outside expert for vehicle accident. I want to pull that resolution and just substitute a new resolution in its place. There was some verbiage that was not correct, so I just want to substitute that item H resolution for a new resolution. And then I have one very short minor item under executive session regarding potential litigation. That's all I have, Mr. Morris.
Any other? Can I get a motion? In a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bozart?
Yeah.
Second by Mr. Commerce. All in favor by aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes has it. Number 6, got public comment. Anyone here for public comment? Anyone here for public comment? That's wild. Okay.
You may have one.
Good morning.
Come and give your name.
My name's Mike Crawford. I've got some things to hand out to you. I'm Business Development Manager for Lion Scan Technologies. thank y'all for your time this morning. I thought we were going to present our names, but maybe I'm wrong.
Thanks, sir.
So, at Lionscan Technologies, we understand that roadway maintenance is a very important issue for every jurisdiction. We also understand that boards are dealing with tight, constrained budgets. And what we're attempting to do here today is build a long-term business partnership with Jackson County. We want to be able to be a part of your roadway solution. We've spoken to Mr. O'Neill, we've spoken to Mr. Bob Diamond. We've kind of figured out where some of your issues are. And what we want to offer you is our solution to that problem. We use truck-mounted LiDAR and camera imagery to take a 360-degree continuous picture of your roadway system. Using our technology, we put all of these things together to give you an easy-to-use dashboard that is hosted by us. You don't have to have any software on site. Once we scan your roadway, we put it onto a website, you pick it up, and you and your team, your engineers and your road foremen can, by the click of a button, have an interactive map that has scored your roadway system by pavement conditioning index. And we look at all factors in our scans. We can tell you XYZ coordinates to where every pothole in your county is. We're looking at stress cracking. We're looking at vegetation encroachment to your roadway. 25 feet from the center line, both directions, with a 14-foot or higher ceiling tells you where all your vegetation could cause a failure to your roadway. We're looking at shoulders of the roads where things could be washing out. We're looking at signage. If your signs are old and faded, if you also in there will get a sign inventory. You will know where every sign in your county is at and be able to click on it and see a color image of what that looks like now. All of these things are put together in a very easy to use dashboard that you can click on, see it, interact with it. In the days coming, it will be AI integrated. So for ease of use, you will be able to ask it questions on after you plug in your price points, your labor, you can build out a 5-10 year plan off of the AI that's already in that system. We ourselves, if we do get into a partnership, if y'all decide that our services are needed here, we want to be there for you around the clock. We don't want to give you some photos and data and hit the door. We want to be available to you 24/7. I would be your point of contact. You could call me, and I have teams of people that would be ready and available to help you at any time. Our data processing is we're a startup company, but our data processing has a long established history. And they do a lot of data processing for other countries. They're very good at what they do. We've worked out a partnership with them to make it cost effective for you. Now, I'd like to open them for any questions right at this moment, or maybe I could ask a few from y'all.
Any question?
Where y'all out of?
We're based out of Petal, Mississippi.
Pedal? Oh, okay, okay.
We are 100% veteran and first responder owned. We are a Mississippi-based business, and we want to keep it that way.
You providing your service to any other counties or?
We're currently in talks with a few counties surrounding y'all.
Okay. But y'all don't have any customers yet?
Not yet, no, sir. but we're in the, I guess you would say, conversation phase.
So if we were your first customer, what kind of discount could we get?
Actually,
That 225 seems a little high to me, but,
well, actually, everybody else gets 250.
okay.
225 a mile, you're getting a lot of value for that 225 because you're getting a hosted website that is all about Jackson County and your roadway system.
We'd be able to grab information we had, because we did this in 2017 or 18, and so we've got information. Could you grab the existing?
Yes, sir. We
Yeah,
can,
so, I
we
mean,
can
if
suck
maybe
that
it's-
in to our system, and the existing information you have, we can,
Let me just add that.
yeah, this is our CEO.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt, but what kind of information do you have? Do you know?
Every road mile in the county was evaluated. We've got maps with color-coded graphs, and the roadways are color-coded, and it
To
ranks.
be honest with you, I'd have to go to our processing company because they're the one that's putting it together. But if we can get a sample of it, we could answer that
I think
question.
you can get it off our website, can't you?
I think it's on there.
It's on our website.
If I'll go to your website and look, I can't, I just wanted to interrupt
Yeah.
here a little bit. I can't say for sure because I have to see what the value is and we'd obviously need at that point the download of the software, not just the website and whatever do you have like files or is it just a website?
We have files. We actually each have a binder that's like 5-inch ring binder with the whole county in it.
Okay.
But granted, it's old. It's not new.
But we can use that, what we're trying to do is build out, so every year, we scan the roads, we build a history. So if we could take that 2017 information, we could layer on what you have today, and then you could see evaluation of how your roads have changed. So I would say most likely yes, but I would not want to commit to that until I can truly see what you're working with.
And if you'll look down just a little further, that 225, every year contract that you sign with us, if you sign a 2-year contract with us, your follow-up year is 220. And we can guarantee that price for every year that you sign with us now. Now, if you sign with us 1 year now and want to come back and sign with us next year, price, because of inflation and things and the cost that it costs for us to do the processing might rise up, but you can lock in a price now.
And I'll just add, we're aggressively looking for our first customer.
Right.
And we would certainly price in our first customer. That price we could beat if we can get a commitment. So,
Brian, would this have to be bid out, or would this be since they're the only source?
I don't think so. I don't see that. Joe would probably know more about that than me.
What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, South Mississippi
Yeah.
Planning and Development had a company that did, I don't even remember the name of the
I
company.
don't either.
We went through them on that last time we did it. We
Yeah.
paid them to do it. Like I said, we've already got a sign program. We've got all that already inventoried and online for all our signage in the county and outside the cities.
Would this come out of your budget or Bob Diamond's budget? I see Bob here, so would that come out of your budget or Bob's?
State aid's gonna be about double the budget.
Yeah, there you go.
But again, we would price that
Yeah,
aggressively seeking our first customer.
yeah. I think they just need to meet with Joe and
Yeah.
see what Joe comes back with.
And-
It's a tool. I mean, it's as good as the day you video it or you take the data, once, a year from now, the data's old, right? So it's something that you have to continuously do.
Yes, sir.
To keep up with. When we did it back in 17 or 18, whenever we did that, I think they said that we had some of the best roads in the entire state.
Yeah.
And that we maintain our roads well, and so whatever method we're currently using seems to be working pretty good. So, if we want to spend another $250,000 a year to have another tool, maybe we would consider it.
Well, and I would say this, the side-by-side comparison from year to year is where your value is coming in, where your roads are degrading through the year. And if you repair a section of roadway, we don't necessarily have to wait till the next year. We can come back and rescan that section of roadway. If you pave or fix 10, 15, 20 miles, whatever it is, we can come back through and rescan that area to up your roadway score.
You know, I think the year that we did that with SMPDD, they had done like 9 or 10 counties, and we got the highest score out of all of them at that
Right.
point. I wouldn't mind seeing kind of a grade from then to now to see performance over that period, but I mean, I don't know if that requires a full scale, let's do everything, or if you can adjust the score. I don't know. I just would like to see a performance from then to now and see where we are, because it seems to be working in the path that the road department's going on right now. But I would like to see some kind of quantifiable.
Well, and you also have all of this information that's at your fingertips for any MEMA grants, or a lot of rural counties are dealing with logging issues. People are tearing up their roads. That's constantly having to come out of the budget. You've got that baseline that you can go back to and say, this road was fine before you sent that crew in there. We've had it rescanned. Here's what it looks like now, and you're responsible to pay us for that because you tore up our roadway. There's no reason for that to come out of our taxpayers' pocket. So just one other thing that we add to it. So I will get up with Mr. Joe and give him my contact information. So if y'all have any other questions?
I would suspect if we did the whole county, we would not have the resources to do what would be suggested, except over a period of years. Would it be possible to say, let's take it quarter by quarter and look at the first quarter only, and that would save a heck of a lot of initial money, and then concentrate on quarter number one, assuming we could afford that much in next year, and then do quarter two, at which time every quarter would be looked at every 4 years, which is more logical for Joe's work.
Have you got it with you?
Alignment, I think.
That would be a question for my CEO.
Pardon?
We don't pay for it a year.
Okay, what, fifth, sixth? What would you say, Joe?
We probably pay.
They did, they hadn't been any bills that dropped yet.
Okay.
Well, there's 4 of them that's dropped now.
See, the concern I got is we would have so much information, but we have no resources to act and fix everything that we need to do on an annual basis.
Let me add to that. The reason we want to do the whole county is because we do want you to work on your worst areas. So when you have that information, we understand you can't fix every pothole, you can't fix every road. There's nobody has that kind of budget. But what we can give you is a true understanding of where your problems are at. So when you put those 40 miles out there, you're picking the best or the worst 40 miles to do. And if you don't have the entire county, how do you know that, okay, we see every quarter, how do you know that the worst road is actually somewhere else? And that's the information that we find the counties just don't have today, is where should we have limited budgets, where do we get the most bang for our buck? And that's what we're trying to do, is give you that information. On top of that is the vegetation, liability of vegetation. You know as well as I do, trees are lower in some spots. If you don't have this information, you get a truck comes through, tears its roof off, the county's liable because you were under clearance. Signage, somebody gets hurt because the sign isn't there, or it's bent over, or you can't see it. So we're trying to give you a complete picture, not just of your road, but everything around it, so that you can answer those questions. Potholes, we are literally going out there, and we're going to give you every XY coordinate for every pothole that you have in your county, so that when you have your maintenance guys, we can say, okay, here is a list of all the potholes we need fixed. We can tell you depths of potholes. We can tell you what's cracks, like what's getting worse, where can I budget for next year? Because when I can see that, I can determine, okay, maybe I'm going to get it this year, but in the next couple of years, it's starting to get far enough down the score that we need to put that in consideration. I agree, maybe a full scan every year is probably not necessary, but I think getting that baseline, that's where I think the benefit of the program is. I'm just telling you from my perspective what I've seen, talking to different counties.
Okay, good response. I think, Joe, if you're not familiar with this, I think we should take the time that you look at it, maybe have a couple of us join you and go from there. But it does look like it'd be very expensive, but maybe worth it. These numbers that we see in the handout are from George County, and I would assume that we've got a lot more roads than George County, but I don't know.
That's another one we're in conversation with right
Yeah.
now. And, but now, our 225 price point, again, is, that's as the boss says, we can work on that. And what that also buys is, I don't know how the previous company worked or how they give y'all the information or dealt with y'all that way, but we want to do a day of, when we deliver the product to you, we want to sit down and go through that dashboard with you and teach everybody how to operate that dashboard. We want to do, a couple of weeks later, do another follow-up and just make sure what's going on with it. Try to get some feedback from y'all on what y'all would like to see different in it, so we can fix it. It's our service, we own it, we can fix it.
Sure.
We can tailor it to your needs. And again, in a month or so, and then 6 months from now. And if you need us in between that, call me and we will be here. We will be here to help you with any technical difficulties you're having with your roadway and with your software, your website. And that's why we say we want to build a long-term business partnership with Jackson County. We want to be in here to help you get the healthiest roadway system you can get.
Well, Troy, is 10-year-old information good anymore?
Oh, I mean, that's why I say it would need to be evaluated. And where I saw the biggest bang for the buck on that was more not identifying the worst, most expensive, most degraded roads to fix, because we can find those driving. But it was to find those roads that were kind of at that point where if you do a thin lift or, something just minor maintenance.
Right.
Today, you save having to do that major work in 10 years.
Correct.
And if you balance that in right, then you actually can extend the life of your roads. That's where I saw the benefit from this last time. And I think we're kind of going down that path, but we probably do need to reevaluate at some point.
Any other questions?
Any more questions? Thank you for this information.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your-
Thank you.
Come to item number 7, approval of the consent agenda. Can I get a motion in a second?
Second?
Almost second by Mr. Taylor. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes has it. Coming to department heads, Mr. Fulton.
Yeah, I added a discussion item on here. I may need Matthew to help me with this regarding some capital projects that we budgeted for this year. We budgeted for replacing the roof on the Goche Library and also the Health Department buildings. We also budgeted to make some improvements at the Healthplex building on the facade and the roof. And in the last few weeks, and Matthew's helped with this, and working with the architects, we found out that our initial estimates were very low compared to what it's going to cost to make the repairs. And so we wanted to talk about that and maybe a strategy for not having to break the bank, so to speak, this year. The library at Goche, I believe, is we budgeted $150 and it's going to $300. The health department roof, I think we budgeted $260 and it's closer to $850 for that project. And then on the Healthplex, the largest one change was a $400,000 estimate that's now $1.7 million. And so what we're wanting to do is to push off the Healthplex facade and roof projects to next year, or maybe over the next couple of years, to try to save that part of the budget, and then increase the budget, do a budget amendment to go ahead and go forward with Goche Library and also the Health Department roof projects. So we'll save a little bit of money by not doing Healthplex, but we were going to be spending a good bit more on the library and the Health Department roof.
Do we need a motion?
Just want to kind of brief y'all on that, because we're going to do budget amendments at the next meeting, if y'all are okay with it. Another strategy thing that we looked at, we talked a lot about doing a bond this time, or this year, and we talked about putting a few projects in that bond. One was the HVAC project at the ADC, a little over $6 million project to do that. We also wanted to put in the bond the Highway 609 project and the Doctors Plaza project. And those three projects would be bundled together in approximately $30 million bond. We talked with Joe, we've talked to Josh some about Doctors Plaza, and those two projects, the 609 and the Doctors Plaza, are 12 to 18 months out. So we've still got some right-of-way to acquire, we've still got utilities to relocate, so the road project's being delayed some, and also with all the certifications and everything that we need at the Doctors Plaza, that one's going to be postponed. So we'd like to go ahead and move forward with the HVAC project. It's ready to go. We have an ESCO contractor path that we've been using. They're already under contract. We know the price of the project, and we want to do it over 2 budget years. And so we do half of it this year, or budget for half of it this year with a budget amendment, and then next year we budget for the second half of it. And then next year, when we get into budget process, if there are projects, capital projects that we need to do, then we could possibly take those projects and put them in the bond instead of paying them out of next year's budget to kind of make up for what we're having to spend on these 2 projects. So that's kind of our strategy. Matthew, I don't know if you wanted to add anything.
No, you covered it pretty well. I've got some more details. If anybody's got any questions about the exact scope on all those projects or anything, I'm happy to answer that. But no, that's exactly what I was planning to recommend is what the strategy should be.
My only question on the healthplex, Matthew, is it gonna, with it being 1.7 million, is there gonna be any, obviously it needs a new roof and.
It needs a new roof, and some of the exterior facade is starting to crack and hasn't had a coating put on it since it was built. So Kelly's maintenance guys have got on the roof and did some temporary sealing of it. So as far as I know, there's not any active leaks in it now, so it could be postponed some.
So a 6 month or 9 month.
Maybe even a year or more, yeah.
Won't be a major issue.
I don't think so, no.
When they do that new roof, will, everybody be able to stay in the building?
Yeah, that's, it's a flat roof on the building, and so we would basically just, take it down to the deck and put the new roof on, and yeah, there would be very little interior disruptions at all to the building. I think we could keep it up and running throughout the whole project.
Was that a bid, 1.7, or
No,
is
it's
that just an estimate?
Estimates from the architect, yeah.
Might want to get a bid.
Well, we obviously will have to get a bid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
know what I mean now, and then see how much more it might, because I'm just telling you, things are not going down. Stuff I bought 2 weeks ago is now 10% more today, so I can just tell you, prices are not going down.
We can talk with some roofing contractors and just make sure that that they agree with our estimates.
But we're delaying it regardless,
Right.
because if it goes higher than that, Randy, what we're gonna go ahead and do is negotiate library and the health department that fall
More immediate
within
needs.
budget and more immediate needs.
That Healthplex building, in my opinion, is a more valuable building, and, the patches might work for a little while, but what happens if they don't? And so, that's a more expensive building to let a roof go bad on and start causing more damage to in the long run, because, sometimes patches hold, sometimes they don't, so.
Yeah, we really.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, and it's a valid point. It's, we try not to let the roofs go all the way to complete failure before we do projects. We try to get it, a little bit ahead before that happens. So, there's been, some minor leaks in the buildings. Definitely in the health department building, I know has had some leaks in it, and in the healthplex as well, so.
Randy, that's something we can look at during the budget this
Yeah.
time, and it may be one that we want to roll into a bond to do that.
Like I said, I would think the faster you can get it done, the more money we save by not maybe having to fix water damage in the building. Because I'm just telling you, once water damage starts in the building, it's just hard to fix,
Right, I mean, we could,
like that especially.
we could go, the facade repairs, I think we're only estimating about $150,000 in those repairs, but then the roof portion was over $1 million. We had kind of talked about having those in two projects and basically delaying both a whole fiscal year, where the facade would be fiscal year '27 and the roof wouldn't be till fiscal year '28. But one option that we did talk about, I mean, it would make us spend more now, but kind of moving those back up to where facades happened now in fiscal year '26, and then the roof in fiscal year '27, and that would be closer to like what Brian's saying with where the bond would be.
Wherever the water's leaking from the most is what I would fix first. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's any water leaking now. Kelly, you may want to speak on that now. We're not having any water leaks, so,
You know, all we need is one good storm though.
Yeah,
And there you
no
have it,
doubt.
you know, and like I said, repairs work, as long as they don't get damaged, they work. But you get a storm and, we got the winter time coming up, if more of this unpredictable weather we got coming for the winter, you know, I mean, the facade, that's a stucco
Yes.
facade. So the stucco's leaking.
It just hasn't ever had any coatings put on it, I don't think, since the building was, and there's definitely some cracks formed in it. So it's gonna take, spot repairs, to fix the cracks, but then also basically a whole new paint, coating for the whole new.
You guys are the engineers, I'm only a
Yeah.
contractor, so what do I know,
Yeah.
so. But what I'm saying is to me, that building has way more value and it's more expensive to fix. It's kinda like the old adage, you pay me now or pay me later, so it's up to y'all, but I'm just saying, if it's leaking, it needs to be fixed before
I
any.
mean, we don't have to delay it. I mean, we can go ahead and
I don't think
take it
we
out of
delay it. I
fund
think
balance
we-
and just
we fix it.
spend the extra money. We can do that.
I just think we fix it and get it
We
done.
were just trying to come up with a way to kind of,
Spread it out.
Spread it out and.
Yeah, because you got the ADC project, it's about a, what, $6 million
$6
project. Is that you see that as a more of a, more urgent need than the?
I mean, it's definitely, it's a 19-month-long project, so that's the thing with it, is, it's just gonna take long to complete the ADC. So the more we delay it, the longer it's gonna take to complete. And, I mean, yeah, me personally, I think that one is definitely should get started on now type of project. Some of these the Healthplex roof one was one of the ones I felt more comfortable with delaying.
Why don't we move forward with the ones we're talking about and maybe get with Randy and y'all get up to date, make sure y'all on the same page?
I know the jail one needs to happen. I don't know, I still to this day don't know how residential air conditioners ended up in a commercial building. I still don't know how that happened, but I wasn't on the board at the time, but it wouldn't have happened if I'd have been here.
Well, we can get these ones that we've got budgeted, and if y'all determine we need to do the Healthplex now, we can do it. It's gonna eat into our cash balance. And if that's something the board decides to
Well,
do.
it's kinda like Mr. Taylor said one time, that's what it's there for. Isn't that what you said one
I
time?
never said
Yeah,
that.
That's what it's there for.
Spend it now.
But we can do it if y'all meet on it, and if y'all think it needs to happen, we'll do it. So,
Yeah, we don't have to decide right now.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the experts.
Yeah.
Plan to do budget amendments for the other projects that we discussed, and they'll be on the next board meeting agenda, because we need to go ahead and get architect contracts and the ESCO contractor going on those. And then if we want to decide to keep the Healthplex in there and do another amendment, we can do that.
What will fund the bonds? What will pay for the bonds?
just start the.
General?
Millage,
Good,
correct,
okay.
so like, let's say right now, we spend $8 million on capital projects. if we issued a bond, you'll do $30 million in projects, but 2 million of that you'll start doing 6 million in capital. So it won't be a millage increase, but it'll eat in our ability to do capital projects.
Okay, not a tax increase.
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Anything
And we're
else?
talking bond being about a year down the road, right? Yeah, because that's probably gonna be a year, 15 months would be the ideal time, probably.
That's what we're looking at.
Okay. Everything, everybody else, anything else? Thank you, Matthew.
Okay, thank you.
Finance.
Good morning. I'd like to present the order approving the claims docket.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Ross? Mr. Combs? All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes has it.
The resolution authorizing interfund loans for fiscal year end September 30th, 2026.
Mr. Taylor, motion. Second by Mr. Bozard. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes has it.
And the resolution authorizing operating transfers for fiscal year end September 30th, 2026.
Can I get a motion by Mr. Combs, second by who? I second it. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes has it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Immaterial Control, Ms. Barnett.
Yes, good morning. I have a resolution authorizing an intergovernmental sale of a fire truck to the Gulf Park Estates Fire Department.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Taylor, not Mr. Bozard,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Taylor. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes has it.
Okay.
Road Department, Mr. O'Neill.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'll start out with, I've asked Bob to come and give a brief breakdown after I talk to y'all about the recension of funds on LSBP. We received this letter in late November, I think, Josh. And the state had withdrawn $475,000 in LSBP funds because we hadn't expended them yet. We thought we were going to make it on Constitution, but we were just a couple of months out, so they rescinded it. Which that's a pretty good number, but we do have the ability to program projects, and if we need it, we can request it back through the state. It goes in a pool, and we've used some of that money before, some of that pool money on different projects, but like I say, we'll be able to get it back. It's just going to take a little while. Our plan is we're going to come to y'all with a program for several bridges that we've already started working on through the county, that we're going to swap over to LSBP funds, and we're a long ways in the design and right-of-way on a lot of those. So we should be able to get those going pretty fast, and then we'll try and get this money back in the next year or two. And also, if we happen to have a problem on one of the Roy Cumbus, we could also request that money for a cost overrun too, if it comes up. So, it's kind of, I hate it happened, but like I say, we've been sitting on it. We had a lot of bridge projects going on, and but we'll get it back. Get back. Bob?
It's a shame, yeah.
Yeah. Bob? Come on, Bob.
Okay. Who'd you hand that?
I hand out to the seniors.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say right now, I'll be short.
Joe, how does those funds work? I mean, we have a lot of bridge projects going, so Why couldn't we just pull against one of those bridge projects?
We thought we were gonna make it on Constitution. It's the first time we've had a recension like this, and we were about 2 months too late for that. It's budgeted, and you have to spend it in 4 or 5 year time frame, which I've been sitting on a lot of that money in case we had an overrun on Graveline or Parker's Lake or Roy Cumbus. So we'd have something to match, because we're responsible. If we have an overrun, we're gonna have to make that up.
Sir?
And I say, I thought we'd make it on Constitution, but we got hung up in some right-of-way issues and environmental, and it just took about 2 months too long.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, as Joe mentioned, the recension letter, if past history is any count, we have traditionally been able to say, hey, we got this next project coming, just hold us. We were within another month of being able to spend the money. However, when the state established the rescission pool, they drew a more hard line, says, well, we'll take the money, but the door swings both ways. When your day comes, you need some, it's there and ready and available. So,
I'll see Harry in a couple of weeks, I'll remind him.
definitely.
Don't give our money away.
Definitely, yeah. So what I've handed out is the status of your state aid funds as of the end of December 25. The top portion is your state aid funds, and it references the 3 projects that we have underway. The first one being the old Biloxi, which has been there for a couple of years, terms. And then the middle, the 15M is Chico Road overlay, and the 16M is the Wade Van Cleve. Both of those projects, I'm going to speak to Chico. We're right on the verge of being able to finalize contract documents and the plans. So that one there, I'm going to pretty much go to say that February, March, we'll be ready to start advertising that project for bids. And likewise, Wade Van Cleve, we do have the plans and everything finalized on it. However, with the ongoing work at the Roy Cumbus Bridge, we're seeing different site conditions. And we'd love to go back and relick the calf on that, because I think it's going to mandate some more areas that have cracked, opened up, settled. And so just trying to stay up with the conditions, not that we're going to get ahead of them.
Hey, Bob, let me ask you something, since you're on Wade Van Cleve Road. Is there any possible leftover funds that could shore up some of those curves with some more guardrails? That's one thing I notice every time I drive through there, is that road, there's some parts of that road that just go straight down in those curves. And man, I think some additional guardrails in some of that area. I know, thank goodness we hadn't had anybody run off there lately, but you know,
we know it's happened over the years. Yeah. And the project that we have, we are building shoulders out and trying to widen them. Now, are we going to hit a good sweet wide shoulder? Environmentally, no, because now you're getting over to filling wetlands and all this other stuff. But I think that there's a happy median that we're holding.
You know what's going to happen when the new bridge is complete? We repave that whole road, make it nice. It's going to become a speed. You know?
It is.
And people are going to get in those curves on a rainy day, and you know they could end off in the swamp. So I just
for
was
what
thinking,
it's worth, the rumble strips, we have noted those and have plans for that as well. But we are trying to one step at a time get it improved. Okay. And
like I said, if there's any areas we can come up with some money for some guardrails, you know,
yeah.
I just think we need some more in various curves there. Yeah.
Noted. Okay. All right. And your middle box there is your LSBP funds, and the 2 projects there, we've got 17 being Beachview, and then 18 is the one that we just bid for Constitution. Now, currently, you got $2.5 million there, and we've got programmed 2.6, might as well say. So the red number that you're seeing, they're kind of throwing a red flag that says, hey, you're over budget on it. But it's mainly, that you still have enough money in the bank to cover the project there. And as Joe said, we've been identifying a couple candidates, more bridges that are low-hanging fruit that we can, once we get them programmed, if this here comes up again, and we can spend if we find ourselves in that position again. And then your bottom is your SABP, that being your state aid bridge replacement funds. And as I said, we're kind of holding that in reserve to the point that if Roy Cumbus definitely qualifies, can be spent on it. Any cost, it can be directly there. And the state aid bridge funds, it's not subject to recension at this date and time. Now, he did mention that probably next term, they're going to be looking more at it if that money isn't spent. And that's the whole reason the LSBP, if you're reminded, came in, good project, got a lot of money there. I know the state aid engineer kept saying, hey, statewide, there's a bulk of money setting that's not being applied. And the legislature looks at it and says, hey, you got $20 million there, why are you coming asking for more? Well, you're penalizing the ones that are making use of it and spending it as hard and fast as it could. So that's where the recension comes in and the pool. So that's kind of where we at with it. And as I mentioned, our asphalt jobs, within another month, will have those ready to go to contract, and we'll start making some improvements on those. And I just got the contracts up to Office of State Aid. They're looking at them, and we'll be breaking ground on Constitution. I'm going to say bold enough to say within a month, middle of February, should be.
On the way to Dansville Road, we're gonna widen it out 18 inches on either side and put rumble strips.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a little bit better, you know, but a lot of those curves, you ain't gonna have room to put guardrails on. You slope that tight.
Yeah, it's just about being continuous to the middle of it.
I just see it happening, even if we get radar, I see it happening. It's just going, they're just gonna drive about 20 to 30 miles an hour faster on that road once we improve it,
A
so.
lot of those banks are real steep.
Yeah, they are,
Hard to
man.
put something out there.
Yeah.
You know, they run radar on I-10 right now, and no one goes 70.
No.
About 85, about 85 probably the benchmark.
And like I said, we've got some bridges that we're a long ways designing already that we're gonna come back with a program on. We've got 4 bridges in particular. We've got those programmed in the state aid, then we'll start looking at trying to use some of that recension money to get it back on those projects.
What about Tanner Williams? Is that a candidate for these funds? Or
That's a big ticket.
That's, we're looking at 10 million. I mean, that might be one that we could apply that million toward once Roy Cumbus is complete, and we know we don't have any change orders.
Yeah, seed, this state aid bridge funds would be your seed money for bigger and better. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Costello possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We got 2 big bridge projects coming up, Tanner Williams and Costall. And that Costall is an $8 to $10 million bridge. Tanner Williams is a $10 million bridge, but, you know, we got to figure that out. Yeah. And
And I know-
Beachview Bridge too, we still,
And I know, next month is the Supervisors Convention,
Right.
but I think I've heard something about revisiting the
Yeah.
ERBR funds?
Yeah.
Okay.
we're
We're
working
talking about
on.
maybe renaming
Yeah.
the committee, because it seems like the legislators, now that the appearance of the emergency has ended,
Yeah.
they kind of have a hesitancy to fund it.
Yeah.
Where if you change it to a different name, then maybe they would be more willing to put money in it again.
That's what the Supervisors Association is pushing for.
So hopefully something comes.
Pushing for the
to that.
rename, there you go. Yeah. But I'll be up there in a couple of weeks and I'm gonna hit Harry up, make sure we keep our money.
I've got to share with you an attaboy. Yesterday, I received an email from a citizen in Goshen. It was sent to me, copy to the mayor and councilman in Goshen. And I'd like to read it for you because it should have been sent to you. The email says, "Just wanted to say how nice the Gravelines Bridge project turned out. Those involved in the design and performance of this project should be praised. It seems the project was successfully completed in a timely manner without constant change orders or rework. It looks nice, and the walkway, paved parking areas, level approaches, smooth ride, striping, and guardrails were as promised and very much appreciated. Nearly everyone I've talked to in the area have expressed the same opinion, a job well done. Thank you very much, sir.
We had a good engineer, we had a good contractor, and it helped get us through.
There you go.
That's right.
That was a good one.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Number 9, action items.
I wanted to go over a few things on the state items. I sent out a summary over the weekend to y'all for your reading, kind of a summary of what happened last week in the legislature, and we'll be sending those out every week, so you'll have an update from Cornerstone. But yesterday was the deadline for general bills and constitutional amendments to be submitted, and so that will be the majority of the bills will have been submitted by yesterday, and then they'll be assigned to different committees. The ones that were submitted late will be assigned to committees this week. So probably 1,000 bills or several hundred bills were dropped over the last couple of weeks. The committee deadline is February 3rd, so that's when those bills will have to come out of committee if they're going to come out. Probably 90% of all those bills, 80 or 90% of them will die in committee. And so once you pass the committee deadline, that's when we really start paying more attention to what bills are still left, the ones that actually have a chance of going somewhere. There are several bills that we're following right now. And there were some bills dropped on radar, and I think Randy's going to address that here in a little bit. And some Secretary of State titling bills that we need to pay attention to as it relates to our harbor and our and the port. But anyway, just kind of wanted to let you all know where we are in the process. So we expect those committees the bills will be assigned to the committees this week, and then, on February the 3rd, we'll know which ones come out.
Are we still gonna be able to, put in for the millage request for the, fire services?
We have not discussed that.
Okay. I know we talked about it back in November, so.
We're not at the cap now, so we don't need a millage increase at this point, but I don't know if we want to pursue that going forward or not. Obviously, if we have an annexation that occurs, then we may be in desperate need of something like that, but right now, we seem to be okay with it as far as budget goes.
We still need to bring in some more revenue so we can upgrade our facilities for sure. And, because we do have several more fire stations we need to build, and to get the rating up in some of these other areas, we need about 2 or 3 more fire stations in various areas. I know we're still planning the one for Old Fort Bayou Road, but we're definitely, once the development starts on Mallet Road, we're definitely gonna have to have a fire department somewhere in that area right there, full functioning, fire department there. And then, also, eventually we've got to get up north of Joe Bat Road too. So, just telling you what the outlook is, and, we're gonna have to have the funds to do it, so.
I'm not sure we hadn't missed the deadline to do that, but I'll ask.
See, because I'm gonna talk to Manley when we go up for our supervisors deal in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna talk to him about it. He already knows about it, but I'm just gonna refresh him and get him to make sure he's still gonna support it.
Okay. And then the second item underneath state issues is a resolution requesting the legislature to amend House Bill 1350, 1989 regular session as amended. And this is related to our Fair Board. And this is something that we've been working on for a while, worked on with the current Fair Board to basically change the local and private to opt so that the Fair Board operates more like it actually does today. The one that was passed in '89 set up the Fair Board, and they were going to manage the fairgrounds for us, have bank accounts and do all sorts of things, which we haven't done since I've been here in the last 13 or 14 years. So this resolution or this request would make the Fair Board operate kind of like it does today. So I need some action on that from
Can
you
we get a
guys.
motion on it?
We need a motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make the motion, Brian.
Mr. Cummings, motion?
I'll second.
Mr. Taylor, second.
Hey, Brian, does that eliminate the advisory folks of the Fair Board, or does that still have them in there?
The advisory,
You know, the commission, I mean, the
Fair Association.
association.
It does not
Okay.
eliminate them.
Okay.
So it's still, the Fair Board still has some authority to have an association
Okay.
and run the fair. It just kind of cuts out their authority to manage the fairgrounds and operate, as a set-aside group managing that, so.
All in favor by aye? All opposed? Ayes has it. Thank you, Brian.
And then no federal update.
Down to number 10, supervisors items. Mr. Cummings, you have anything?
I didn't have anything.
I don't have anything. District 3, Mr. Taylor, you have anything?
No, sir.
Mr. Ross?
All right, I've got a motion to accept the order declaring a vacancy in the Office of Election Commission for District 4.
By Mr. Ross. Can I get a second? Second, Mr. Cummings. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes has it.
And then I'm going to make a motion to appoint Mr. Kevin Bonner as District 4 Election Commissioner.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ross, second by Mr. Bozard. All in favor by aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes has it. Thank you.
Do we want to swear, are we able to swear? Yeah, I believe he's here. Mr. Bonner, would you come forward?
Mr. Bonner.
We'll get you sworn in, and then you can go over there and go to work. I am too.
No.
No. He's probably counting the minutes right now.
Yeah, he probably is.
He's like, man, you're 30 minutes.
Will you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Kevin Bonner,
I, Kevin Bonner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
that I am not disqualified
that I will not disqualify
from holding the position
from holding the position
of District 4 Election Commissioner,
of District 4 Election Commissioner,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Just sign these so we can get them on file. You keep one, and I'll keep the other one on file in the office. You gotta keep Mr. Dan straight.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bonner. All right.
That's a big order, John.
Big order. Right. Big order.
White.
Mr. Bozard?
Yes,
With
so,
an ear thing.
I have a resolution to present. I'm sure everybody's been aware of the news lately. That the radar bill for counties is kind of picking up a little steam now. There's some more bigger counties that's come on board. And, we all see it. All your bigger counties in this state are experiencing tremendous growth in the unincorporated part of their areas. So what's happening is now is you've got more support from counties who are experiencing this growth because now they have the same problem we've had for 20-plus years, is these uncontrollable speeders on our county roads, and that's just, it's just intolerable. So thank goodness some more counties are experiencing this, so this is now urged the Sheriff's Association of the state to be a little more involved than they've ever been, in my opinion. I don't want them mad at me because I'm glad they're finally on board. But so the sheriff has asked me to present this resolution from the Sheriff's Association, and I'm proudly going to do that. So I'm going to read the resolution to you so that you know exactly what we're doing. So this is a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Jackson County, Mississippi, supporting legislation for sheriff's offices to use radar speed detection systems in the state of Mississippi. Whereas the Jackson County Board of Supervisors advocates for the safety and well-being of its citizens of Jackson County, Mississippi. And whereas traffic safety and the reduction of serious injury and fatal motor vehicle crashes remain a significant public safety priority in Jackson County and throughout the state of Mississippi. And whereas the use of radar promotes safety benefits and accountability on roadways, and whereas sheriff's offices in the state of Mississippi are currently prohibited from using radar. And whereas authorizing sheriff's offices to utilize radar speed detection would create uniformity among law enforcement agencies, improving traffic safety and providing deputies with the most modern tools necessary to protect individuals and our citizens on the roadways. Now, therefore, it being resolved that the Jackson County Board of Supervisors supports the use of radar detection systems to allow the sheriff and his deputies to use radar to monitor speed and promote safety upon the public streets, roads, and highways of the county lying outside the limits of any incorporated municipality. And be it further resolved that the county administrator for Jackson County is authorized and directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution to the appropriate legislative delegates or officials representing Jackson County. My motion is to approve this resolution. Looking for a second.
I'll second.
All right.
Motion by Mr. Broussard, second by Mr. Ross. All in favor by aye?
Aye.
All opposed?
And let me add one more thing to the public out here. There's going to be some naysayers about radar. It's a revenue producing tool and all that stuff. Well, 20 years of patrolling these streets of Jackson County and watching all the accidents that were caused by speeding, just outright unregarded speeding, I can tell you that it's not a revenue producer. It's a lifesaver. So all the naysayers that want to say we're just doing this to produce revenue, you're wrong. We're doing this to promote safety and hopefully save as many lives of our citizens of this county as we can. And I don't think the sheriff's going to get out here and set up speed traps and all that kind of stuff, because he's going to want to get reelected, or any sheriff after him is going to want to get reelected. So, all the misconceptions and the people that don't like it, until you get involved and you see what speed does on our county roads, then you'll change your mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Broussard. Mr. Commerce? Closed session?
I don't think, we didn't vote. Oh, we did vote. Yeah, we did vote, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Morris, for potential executive session matters, we have 4. One is potential litigation regarding some money that is owed to the county by a certain entity that I would like to discuss with you, and whether or not we need to file suit to collect that. There's an acquisition of property that we need to discuss with Mr. Joe Neal. Potential litigation, this is a Pascagoula annexation litigation. There are a couple of things to discuss there. And then I have one small potential litigation matter involving a county employee. So if I could have a motion to go into closed session to discuss those 4 items and the need to go into executive session thereafter.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Mr. Combs, first, then second by Mr. Taylor. All in favor by aye? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.